Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Badcast, where I, on Mopper, talk with Braydon Kenny about Batman, the animated series. And this week's episode is the season finale of season one of Batman, the animated series. It is The Rory Men. How you doing today, sir?
I've been good. And just as I predicted, a year later, and we are still in season one, at least until the end of this episode.
And how worried are you on that one?
I am more worried about more realistic things in my life than mind controlling supervillains. That's why I have a cartoon like this to take my mind off of the year 2025 and all its lovely little treasures every time you open up your phone.
Yeah, so the first episode came out in like February of last year, so like never into March. So yeah, so we're
Mhm.
like only like what 13 months into it. So it's not too bad. So it's not like we're like deep into the year or anything. So it's not
Mhm.
so bad. And so then then the rest of the series will go by pretty fast, I think. Because I think there's only like yeah, compared to like the first season, there's like that the episode count seems
It's
negligible, I think, at this
shorter.
point. But as I said, yes, this episode is The Warrior Men. It is the 65th episode produced and the 64th episode to air, having it air September 16th, 1993. Remember what you're doing, September 16th, 1993.
I believe that I had just been put into an enchanted sleep by the evil witch Maleficent.
Which Enchanted Sleep one was that one? So that's Snow White.
I'll give you a hint. The word sleep is involved.
Sleeping Ugly? Okay.
What?
So this episode is written by Paul Dini and directed by Frank Power. I really hope I'm saying that guy's last name right. Either I'm saying it like right, like really correctly, or I'm way off. So I think it's one or the other, and I hope I'm saying his last name correctly.
That normal names, Hollywood. None of this Timothy Chalamalamalet.
Oh yeah, I just yeah, pull the Adam Sandler, just like Shabale.
Today, Junior.
So I think they finally did like a release date for Happy Gilmore 2, and I think it was like in like July, I think it was, if memory serves.
Okay.
So I imagine it's probably not going to be great, but I'll probably end up watching it nonetheless.
I would
If
sooner that Happy Gilmore just cross over with Shorzy.
that's that's possible, yeah. That's like a spin-off of other
Letterkenny.
shit. Yeah, there it is. Letter Kitty. Right? So yeah, July 25th is the release of Happy Gilmore 2, and I think that's a maybe yeah, it's like maybe a Netflix movie. So hopefully that means like they'll be released for canon as well. We usually get most of the stuff, so hopefully we'll get it then. So I'll be able to check that out. But yeah, so if you so hopefully you like this episode because as I said, it was written by Paul Dini, and he usually does a good episode. So
Hmm. Yeah, so this episode opens up with the returning Veronica Vreeland. Do you remember her from the Birds of a Feather episode?
initially, like when she came out, I was like, they said her name and stuff, and I was like, I feel I should know who this person is because they're just pitching her as like one of Gotham's like elite or whatever and stuff. And then it was not until like after the episode ended, and I looked her up, and I was like, oh, it's her
But she didn't
from
bring
Birds of a
Pierce back,
Feather.
so I was disappointed. Something about getting tied
Yeah,
up in, white collar crime. Yes.
yeah. So yeah, if they had brought him back as well, I probably would have pegged it like right off. But I was like, yeah, it's like right off. I was like, I just figured it was just like one of this like random lady that they were just like having, which in a way she kind of was, because that was like the only really the only other episode that she really showed up in and that I remember really. So, but yeah, so like so I guess after being humiliated by Penguin, she had decided to go take a trip in the Amazon rainforest and to get out of the public eye for a bit, so it can come back after. Like it has like a satellite phone. It's like, has anyone forgotten about me yet? Okay, I'll come back
Yeah.
now. I'm out of the news cycle, so I'll come back.
Veronica, you live in Gotham. Pete's sake, girl. Like, the Penguin's blowing up stuff every day. Believe me, you're not the topic of the town right now.
Yeah, you'll be forgotten by like that by like day three, because like like Two Face of has you know done his latest caper, or the Joker is broken out of Arkham again, like the third time that month, or Killer Croc is fucking done whatever the Killer Croc does, like on on the regular and stuff or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why she's come home. She's like, I gotta go for bigger prey now. Gonna land me
There's
that
like
sweet, sweet Joker money.
everybody be focused on everything else. So like I'll come back and just kind of pretend like nothing happened and just pitch my wares that I picked up from the indigenous folk, then I go pedal off as my own. Like how like all the fucking rich elites do nowadays.
Yeah, so can we talk about that for a minute? Because the the appropriation, I guess is the word, though
Yep.
there's nothing appropriate about it, of going from the rainforest and taking the Mayan Incan kind of cultural stuff and just kind of turning it into like a fundraising theme. Like, it's the whitest rich girl thing you could do.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm surprised she didn't have like waiters dressed up like, witch doctors and Bruce, you
Yeah,
can
no,
sacrifice me on this ziggurat. Ooh.
yeah, I'm surprised like the guys that were dressed up as like lions, I guess is what those mask things are supposed to be, weren't like witch doctors, yeah, but I guess that's why they wore like those lion guys instead, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that bad, I guess.
And Bruce Wayne is at the bar, just kind of like taking in the scenery, and he actually does make kind of a mild comment about it. But the person he's talking to, I'm sure you recognize the voice.
Oddly enough, like I didn't pick it up right away, but as I was looking up everything for the episode, I was like, how the fuck did I miss the voice of Jordy, LeVar Burton at the bar? But yeah,
Red phasers to love me.
but as soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, 100% placed the voice, yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed when I saw that, because like we definitely have had like a number of Star Trek alumni kind of cross through even just this first series. So no, it was very welcomed, and yeah, it definitely grabbed my attention.
And I guess yeah, and bring back like off my shelf. Yeah, I guess that's our Star Trek reference for the episode is is LeVar Burton voicing somebody in this episode, even if it is for like a couple minutes.
Mm. So yeah, LeVar's character is Hayden Sloan, securities broker, and like he's just talking with Bruce, and he's asking, "So what's new with you?" And he says, "Oh, I'm just absolutely overwhelmed with stress at work. Just everything going like wild in the financial market. Yeah, you're at a white black tie affair kind of party, so I don't know what you have really that much to complain about, but." Hey, I guess more money, more problems. But yeah, he as he mentions the word worry, Veronica says, "Oh, worry? You shouldn't have to worry. Let me show you what I brought home from the rainforest." And she shows these little dolls. She's got like a whole like purse full of them. She calls worry men. And Bruce is like, "I think we're a little too old to play with dolls, Veronica." And what did she say?
I forgot now, like what exactly what she says now, but
Well, she justifies like kind of saying like these worry men are supposed to be uh like historical things from the like the whatever. I don't think she even said really what country she came from, did she? I'm assuming like
uh,
Peru or something like that.
yeah, actually, yeah, I think you just said I said jungles, yeah. So I think we're just
Yeah.
kind of yeah, let her assume like whatever, really. I think.
With some of the costumes that they're wearing, like it looks like something like the what do you call it? The Atlantean people from Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, so it's definitely, yeah, definitely like more Central America stuff than
Hmm.
than like Central America. I think really,
Yeah.
and I think it's probably like the tone of that. I would think, yeah, especially with what happens shortly with their disguise or whatever you want to call it, I guess.
Yeah, because as she's explaining the concept of these worry men, uh, there's a guy like who's swung in wearing. I think, like Bruce said, he was dressed up like a Mayan witch doctor.
Yeah, something like that.
Like
Yeah.
he,
So like,
yeah,
but it was really like what would he like he would know about like what witch doctors look like.
yeah. Bruce was that kid who read all the weird books in the library. Like
Well,
not weird, not
I guess he has his like own library at home even. So yeah. So I
oh
guess he would
true.
so he would so I guess if there was anyone that would know about that, it would be him. I guess, yeah.
Alfred's hiding his copy of 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Earl Grey. Hmm. But yeah, Bruce just sees this guy hovering over the skylight, and he said makes an excuse to Veronica that he has to you say like to go to the bathroom or something. And next we see is him up on the rooftop dressed as Batman, and he calls the guy a party crasher. So one thing of
Yeah.
note, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say before that, like, so do you think he had like his bat suit like underneath his regular suit, or did he like Spider-Man it and like have like the bat suit like in a bag like on a ledge like outside just in case like something happened?
Remember what Reed told us in Heart of Ice? He's wearing all the clothes all the time.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing of note with this guy, well, I'll just call him the witch doctor for now. He doesn't talk until the end of the episode. So this entire fight scene, when Batman's like like throwing fists at him and talking to him, he's just standing there, just kind of grimacing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and too, like at some point, like I would note that like with that ball, he like pulls a bullseye and does
Hmm.
like a two ledge, hits off like two of the ledges, like hits Batman with it,
Yeah.
which I thought was good timing because like the first two episodes of Daredevil like just came out last week, and Bullseye was like on the in the first two episodes.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm not going to talk spoilers, but there was more than a few surprises in that episode. Bullseye among them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing of note, actually, on that ball thing that you mentioned, so that used to be like a Mayan game, like way back in the ancient times. It was kind of like their version of basketball, where they would have like that, like kind of like ring shaped thing sticking out the middle of a wall, and they would try and ricochet it and try and send it through like the hoop. So,
Uh,
because when I first saw this, I'm like, why is he throwing like a croquet ball at Batman?
or like a cricket ball at him, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not saying it won't hurt. That thing is pretty hefty. I'm just saying, why this? Why did he have that on him? But then when I randomly kind of put the pieces there, it made sense. So I believe he manages to sneak away. Actually, he manages to hide underneath the gargoyle after jumping
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
roof.
yeah. I know. So I was wondering, like, how do you think, like, so do you think he was like somehow like gripping onto it and like holding it up, or was he like somehow like tied himself to it or something like that?
I want to say he was gripping onto it. Like he's just, like just kind of like muscle seizing like right into the wall, like fingernails like gripping into stone. Because
like a
even like
super,
he had this like evil smile, but it could
uh,
have very well been just like him, just
uh,
like, I
it's
got
like
him
a
in agony.
yeah, like a super grimace, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was like pulling like a super ninja move there, I think.
Yeah. And so the next scene is Alfred getting a recap of what's been going on. And I think like it leads to Bruce telling him about the worry men when he sees like one of the toys. And he explains like, yeah, like you're supposed to put them underneath your pillow. And while you're dreaming, they take away your worries. And Alfred's like, oh, I call that Xanax.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
It's a problem flee. Flee? What the hell did I just say? Man, I'm tired.
Hakuna
65
Matata.
episodes.
Hakuna Matata, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and so Alfred's like, yes, what would you ever have to worry about, Master Bruce? And he like casually like sneaks the thing underneath his pillow. And the next scene is Bruce Wayne walking into his office the following morning, and his secretary. I love this secretary. And she's just like talking on the phone as she's like putting money into a briefcase with either like some person in the office or one of her girlfriends. She's like, I tell you, Christine, this crazy white man, Bruce Wayne, wants me to do this really ridiculous stuff. He put in $20 million in a briefcase.
Excellent Miss Cleo impression.
Yeah, it was Madame Cleo, wasn't it?
And Madam Cleo or whatever.
Yeah. Is Chiquita Banana Jamaican?
Which?
Chiquita Banana. Like you've watched The Simpsons, but Chiquita Banana.
Uh, I'm blanking on that one.
Your homework assignment is Chiquita Banana.
Chiquita, you're my Dana.
Whoa. Hey, 65. We're getting up there, man. Putting in the years. But you're looking it up right now, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe just a little.
Maybe a little bit. Hands where I can see them.
Nothing's going. Nothing's. I'll check that, but I'll check
I wouldn't even know how to
that.
spell Chiquita Banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm editing this, I'll figure out what
There you
that is.
go. Yeah. Great comedy content. We're going into deep dives.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bruce comes in and he's just like looks like very very casual, like just this kind of like happy go lucky smile on his face. And the secretary is like, I got your instructions, and I just wanted to give you like the money that you asked for. He's like, great, and he just snatches it. She's like, but what do you want it for? He's like, can't talk now, bye, and goes into his office and closes the door. So later that day, she walks in and she's like, figures, he's off the ganja. So she's like, what did you want the $20 million for? And oh, sorry, right before that, he had put the money outside on the window ledge of his office. And he's like, what are you talking about? $20 million? Like the 20 million in like, Cash, you asked me to put in a briefcase like an hour ago. Like, you're not making any sense. I have no like. It was very like a kind of Twilight Zone kind of moment. And she's like, the briefcase that's standing over, and there's the witch doctor swinging in like Spider-Man to grab the briefcase.
Yeah, yeah. As I said, like as they're going through that, and like Bruce is like doing that sort of thing. Yeah, you see him like swinging in, and yeah, and just about to grab it, like as she's pointing it out, and then yeah, and he actually does get away, right? Like because Bruce
This is the second
doesn't
time he's
catch him in
gotten
time.
away.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like
because
this,
yeah, because I guess like afterwards, like when they find out what it is, yeah, I guess like they do put his picture up on the wall, and said it was in total it was I think it was like $100 million, I think.
yeah.
So between like yeah, so I think there was like what like five or six of them, and it was 100 million.
That's pretty
Yeah,
hefty.
yeah. So they must have gotten like the 20 million or equivalents worth of stuff from like everyone else as well. Then too, if they have got like $100 million from like from everybody that was at the party.
What I find
That's
interesting is
what
also
it
this guy has not changed out of his costume, so he should like even for Gotham City, he should be pretty easy to spot.
was. Or just blend it in, or like or if anything, it's the person that's dressed normally is the one that sticks out the most. Really, I think.
Speaking of checking out sticking out the most, check your messenger DMs. That's Chiquita Banana.
No, over there. So what happens after like the guy gets
Oh, there's several arrests that are going on. Because actually, no, there's one arrest, and of course, Bruce Wayne is not the person being arrested. Why were they arresting Hayden, like LeVar's character? They said it was embezzlement or something, but like they showed no lead up to that. Like, is it kind of not a little weird that the black guy is getting arrested while Bruce Wayne's kind of scot free?
Oh yeah, because I think they were saying I think it was on the news and he was saying because I think it was like he was arrested because like due to the spree of like embezzlement from like Gotham's richest like CEOs or whatever, and I think that's where they say that yeah they have Bruce's pitched up there with everyone else. Yeah, and that's where like they've like where they've added up to $100 million. Yeah, because like
Hmm.
yeah, because I think so I think that's what the basic the idea of the episode is that 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 whoever quote unquote whoever was doing this was stealing money from the rich CEOs. But anyway, which I'm surprised like why once we figured out like what the thing was that they allowed like Batman was able to allow like subliminal messages to allow him to be embezzled upon. I thought.
So I feel like I'm an avatar for the Rivers Langley in the ether in saying, why should we care that rich people are losing money? I'm sure Batman has concerns about losing his money, but that's because he's Batman. Oh no, Veronica Vreeland, who's clearly never done anything wrong in her life, is losing money. I mean, I feel sympathy for LeVar Burton's character, but that's because he's played by LeVar Burton. Otherwise, I don't know this guy from, like Donald Trump. Like,
Yeah, I guess at least not a little more him, I guess. Yeah, so
no, he can lose all the money.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. My stock portfolio has been doing worse. It's been going down like a percentage every day since like he started like mouthing off crap. It's
Yeah,
starting to real piss me off.
yeah, no, yeah, like now that I'm full time at work, yeah, like I'm able to like buy into the stocks at work, yeah, and like I'm like already like at negative.
Yeah.
We're turning on like, oh, fuck.
ETFs, baby. ETFs
Fine.
all the way.
We're at worst timing to start.
I mean, considering like the best real estate investment is real estate, and yeah, when again, like my brain is fried. I'm not making sense. I was going somewhere with it, and then I lost the sentence. Yeah, it's gonna be great editing for you, man. On a roll today. Yeah, so Bruce concludes that all the people who have been stolen from are Veronica's guests. And so he sees her as a common denominator. So we have a scene of Veronica on the back of a ferry in the middle of like Gotham Bay. And Batman comes up to her and he's like, "You broke the penguin's heart, you heartless wench." No, he's like, "What did you have to do with all these robberies going around? Like they were all at your party, so clearly you're up to something." It's like, "Me? I'm up to nothing." "Oh yeah, what's in the bag?" The bag? I don't know." "So what are you doing here?" "I'm here for I can't remember."
And
And just
that's
as this is
and that's like I think that's what like as she's saying that is that when she like kind of like almost faints or kind of faints too. I think
mhm.
to show that that she was like coming out of the trance or whatever that sort of thing or whatever.
Yeah, and there was that speedboat that was behind them, right? With like the
Yeah, with
the
like
thugs and the get-ups.
yeah with like the thug was with like the lion masks there or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Batman grabs a piece of the costume as he's like fighting with the guy, and like takes that piece with him, and he realizes as Veronica, after he's like they've gone brushing away, that Veronica was gonna hand over her jewels, and she didn't even know that's what she was doing. She was just in a trance, and so she's of course upset, and she looks at the dolls and says like, "Worry my ass, worry free my ass, I should say." um and so Batman looks at them closer, and that's when he realizes there's little microchips inside. It
Yeah, and
says
I
on the
think
back there's a made by Tesla.
that no, I think that's giving him like too much credit.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he's like that. He's not that smart to pull something like that off.
No, I think he would try and do it, but it
Well,
would
he'd want
fail
to, but
miserably. Oh yeah, he wants to. Yeah. When you're watching Star Trek and you're rooting for the Borg, you must be Elon Musk. So yeah, he goes back to the Batcave, and he's showing the inside of the Worry Men dolls to Alfred, and he's like, "A kind of person could make up such sophisticated technology?" He's like, "Well, considering I've only fought like one person with mind control, I think you can guess." So of course it's
Yeah, no, like I'd forgotten. Like I remember like the first half of this episode at least, and I'd forgotten like it turned out to be like the Mad Hatter. So like this is
yeah,
like
I'd
what
never seen this episode before, so
uh,
I it was a surprise for me up until that point.
so I think this is like what like the third Mad Hatter episode. I think at this
Yep.
point. Okay.
And also when he was talking to Veronica, the one thing that also pointed in the direction was when she said, when he asked like, "Where did you get these from?" And she says, "A funny little man down in the rainforest with a straw hat." And he says, "Did he have an English accent?" He's like, "Yeah. How'd you know that?" So that explains his bad teeth.
Okay, I get it. I have bad teeth. No,
So
no, it's C4. You're like, oh, I really need to watch the Austin Powers movies again and see if they actually hold up or not.
I'm sure they do.
I'm definitely curious. Yeah, most likely, at least or at least the first one probably, or We'll see.
Would you like a smoke and a pancake? Cigar and awful? Bong and a blitz? But so what was I gonna say with that? Oh yeah, so we have this very quick scene where we have the Mad Hatter in his hideout talking to his thugs. I also find it funny. Like I know that the goons are supposed to wear their uniforms all the time, but like all the goons, like you'll get this reference, especially given the context. They're all dressed like they came off the Beastmaster set. Like they're half naked, like like I know I'm mind controlled, but could I please have the decency of like an undershirt or some pants?
but yeah, hey, Gotham City's on the East Coast. It's cold outside, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, you don't get pants, but you will dance. Dance for me. Mm. Yeah, so he's upset that they failed to get the money from or the jewels from Veronica, and he's realizes as he's like berating them that one of them has a piece of their costume missing, and he knows that Batman's a detective, so talk about worried men. He's a little nervous.
He's like, oh, that means like Batman will be here any moment now. So
Mhm.
we need to make this quick.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is like as Batman's like driving in the Batmobile, he gets the computer reading from Alfred, who gives him the thing on the costume, and I think he said like the material is made of like it's like genuine or something like that, or no, it was like theatrical based. And the minute that he says theatrical, Batman's like, of course, it's that like costume company or that like uh, theater costume company. So like Batman has his eye on like random costume companies that went out of business. Like that seems like a very niche thing to keep your eye on, Bruce.
Yeah, of like all the empty like warehouses and stuff. Yeah, he's got to know what's in which to like to see who to see like which one would draw like which villain, right?
Well, he missed the warehouse with the giant robot Batman in it. You'd think that would strike his memory.
Well, and they got stuff like yeah, stuff got bought up and stuff. Yeah, so that's why I didn't know about it.
There you go. So yeah, as he's making his way into the costume company to confront the Mad Hatter, he hears actually I like that this is at first I thought like is it not a little weird that this is like the season finale, but there are little bits of like former episode events that have just kind of been reworked in here, like little references. Because remember the Zatanna episode where he and Zatanna tried to get into that magician's house, and they fell for the trap where they thought he was in the chair. Well, that's exactly the trap he falls into with the Mad Hatter here. So he should know better. You're getting sloppy, Bruce, man.
And yeah, he doesn't even have his antenna to that to say that he's distracted him this time even. Yeah.
I mean, that's understandable. And yeah, so that's when we have this montage of him fighting. I wouldn't even call them like mannequins. They're like robot doppelgangers of the Batman villains.
Uh, yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah, because I guess he said he made like doppelgangers everybody. Yes, I guess, yeah, I guess his like poor like animatronic like stuff. I would venture is what they were.
So wait a second. This theater company made costumes based off of the Joker, Penguin, Two Face,
No,
Poison Ivy.
yeah, well, like no, it was the Mad Hatter that made it. He just made it like at there. So I guess he used like the stuff that they used to make like costumes and stuff. So I guess like the and made the and just dressed up the animatronic stuff that was already there, sort of thing.
So
Right.
Mad Hatter knows how to sew?
Yeah. Who else is making all the fucking hats and costumes for him, man?
I mean, hats is one thing. This is like full body attire. Like, once again, Mad Hatter just should have gotten into cosplay.
that's what he is doing.
Yeah, but cosplayers don't generally try to brainwash people.
The Gotham City ones do, yeah. Like, come on, like, we all know, hey, no one's nowhere there. Like,
Yeah, so like they have this like series of like Batman just kind of jumping from like robot to robot, and like there's like Riddler with a Tommy gun. There's like a Pinocchio looking penguin. There's a giant Jack in the Box like Joker. He even smashes like the Harley robot with his hammer, which I thought was like very very apt. Considering that there's no way that Mad Hatter could have predicted that, but of course it's true to the Joker's like reflection.
yeah,
And we have him taking care of all the robots, and then he turns around and sees what he thinks is mannequins dressed up like the witch doctor and the thugs, except they're not mannequins. Even Mad Hatter says, "Oh, just one more thing, they're real," and then they just start beating the shit out of them.
we're not part of this. Bonk.
I'm just picturing Robin at a kegger right now while Bruce is getting his ass beaten. Chug, 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 keg stand, keg stand. But yeah, so Mad Hatter, like draws him up, and Batman's like, "Why, Jervis? Why would you do such a thing?" He's like, "Would you believe me if I was doing this to retire?" Batman's like, "I wouldn't." Well, actually, that's exactly what he was trying to do.
He's like, yeah, because he was saying something about he's like, after my last stint in Narco, he's like, I just realized I just want to, stop being a super villain and just kind of go up an island, go up into an island and not do what's usually thought of like on an island and just like chill out and retire.
Yeah, as we all know, evil men don't buy islands. But
It's like I just want to be left alone. I swear.
yeah, gosh. Yeah, so he's like, I need the money to do that. Which again, I'm like, yeah, if he's gonna steal money from anybody in Gotham, steal it from the rich.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. Like,
yeah.
especially when we know people like Veronica have done horrible things to people. Like, I mean, the Penguin's not an innocent person, but in that instance, he was innocent up until finding out what she was doing to him. So, yeah, I'm cool with her losing her jewelry. Boo friggity who.
That's what you get. Yeah, that's what you get for catfishing the penguin. Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, and Bruce could definitely afford like losing like 20 mil.
Oh, yeah.
That's like nothing to a billionaire because I think it was definitely at some point it was definitely he's definitely a billionaire in this iteration and not a millionaire, so he can definitely afford losing $20 million.
Mhm. So Mad Hatter goes to take a souvenir of Batman before he leaves, which means like he's trying to like take the cowl off him. And Batman like kicks him away and he's like, "Oh, don't worry. I have other means of getting that pesky cowl off your head by taking your head." And so Mad Hatter has a guillotine ready to go.
Yeah, where they get the guillotine from? They're not definitely not like mass produced anymore. So
He had a layover in France on his way back to Gotham. Fun fact, people. Did you guys know that they invented the guillotine specifically for the French Revolution? Yeah, poor people were that pissed off at the monarchy, they invented a new way to kill their dictators. Food for thought, given where the world is at right now. The French know how to protest.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a bit pretty much. I'm not going to quote like the crazy Alice in Wonderland line. I'm just going to reduce it to off with his head. And so he's ready to drop the blade on him, and Batman hits a buzzer looking thing that he's had like tucked away in his belt. And why did he use that before?
Yeah, I guess he was probably hoping to not to get to this point, yeah. But I guess, yeah, or I guess he was trying to press it like when he was getting put into it, but couldn't. But yeah, but he, like with everyone holding him down, putting him into it, like, he couldn't press it until after he got put into it, and it was activated or whatever, and then was able to press it and you know shock everyone into like going back to normal, and then the guillotine went down, and he was able to stop it with his feet, which I
Yeah,
which I 100% wouldn't trust, which I 100% wouldn't trust myself to pull off correctly if that were me.
yeah. Josh Gill is
So I
clearly
definitely.
given Batman leg day tips. We love you, Josh. Stay sexy.
I guess like all that work with Zatanna made him like help him with being that flexible as well. I guess,
Oh
or
my.
or or, or is that the ninja training, or a bit of both.
I think you know the answer to that question. Why do you ask questions? You already know the answers, Charles. But yeah, he manages to stop a like guillotine blades are heavy, guy. Like I don't know the approximate weight, but those blades are meant to come down like dropping pretty hard and fast on a person's neck. Like it's not something that just anybody, even with like legs alone, is hard enough to stop. But at that speed and that force, like that's pretty impressive, even for Batman.
Yeah, as I said, like if I were me, I definitely would trust myself to have caught it and be able to stop it in time.
Yeah, and I think he manages to kind of use that to kind of kick his way out, and he manages to. Oh yeah, so the witch doctor is free now because the witch doctor was the guy who had originally made the Worry Men, but Jervis had misappropriated them and put the tech inside and kind of smuggled his devices inside them back to Gotham. So yeah, he's pissed, and I think he like socks one on the Mad Hatter, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best part. Like it's not even Batman who got the finishing blow. It's this guy. And yeah, so we have our last scene of the episode where we're getting the closing recap with Bruce and Alfred. And Bruce is like, I made sure to send the guy who made the Worry Men back home. And but before he did, I took a little something from him as a souvenir. And so we have Jervis sitting in his cell, trying desperately to fall asleep with a Batman worry man hidden underneath his pillow. Okay, so I know what you're going to say, but hear me out. Why does Batman not use this as a means of rehabilitating Arkham prisoners? You just slip one of those underneath the Joker's pillow. Congratulations. You've killed one of the most sadistic serial killers in history.
Well, Joker's already thinking about Batman, so he just put him under there. I think he just like cancel it out. So, which I guess which may make him uh, that'd be okay. Yeah, so, so I guess that might work. I guess that's assuming that the Joker sleeps as well.
I could imagine that, yeah, he would probably, I don't know. Yeah, no, I could see him being the type because they say that if you can't fall asleep like for long enough, you go insane. So he's already there.
Yeah.
Like sleep deprivation is like actual like torture tactics. So yeah, I could see him being not able to sleep.
So yeah, so what did you give this episode out of five worry men?
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5. There was nice little references to a lot of the episodes we've seen throughout this season. That actually might be a coincidence. The more I think about it, and it was nice to see the Mad Hatter again. The plot was, yeah, it had its hits and misses. The animation was probably the best part. It's got some of the best animation work on Mad Hatter that I've seen in a while. But yeah, no, I would say no higher than a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking three out of five as well. Yeah, because I think it was just another. Yeah, the story was okay. Just like yeah, just mind controlling the Gotham elite to steal money over like the through the subliminal messaging and stuff. Yeah, so yeah, same old stuff from the Mad Hatter. So yeah, so 3 out of 5. But I guess it was good to see the Mad Hatter again at least before the season ended at least, which I think this might be the last time we see the Mad Hatter, maybe except for maybe in the trial episode, maybe which might be coming up soon. I think, which is the first I think that might be the first handful of episodes in season two. But I guess we'll see when that one comes up. So yeah, so as I said, that is the episode for this week. Thanks for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series, and thanks for joining us for season one of Batman the Animated Series. Next week's episode will be The Mask of the Phantasm with Tracy James of Off My Shelf. She's here to join us to talk about that because that movie comes out between like episode goes between seasons one and two. So that's why we're that's where we have that one there. So she's plus I figure if it was it was a movie, you might as well have Tracy back for that and join us for that episode next week. And you can follow us at Twitter/X at Beyond Backcast, on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast. We are on YouTube now at youtube.com/at Beyond the Backcast. Check us out there. Give us a review, subscribe there, or wherever you find your podcast at Beyond the Backcast. And where can we find you on the internet, Braydon?
You can find me on my podcast on Spotify, Fandom and Folklore, where we talk about fantasy movies and TV shows and the fandoms that follow them. And I actually recently had Adam on where we talked about the Beastmaster movie. And yeah, if you're wanting to talk more about Batman, you can talk to us on our Discord. Go to Instagram Beyond the Backcast and follow our link tree. And we'd love to have you guys join us in the Batcave.
And you can follow me on Instagram at StoneChumpkin. That is my personal account. And as I said, thanks for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman the Animated Series at Beyond the Backcast. Goodbye, good chums. Goodbye.